We got the voice of instrumental harsh reality, man. That's all it is. Let's do.
You muted.
Oh, I'm muted?
There you go. There you go.
Oh, you hear me? Oh, okay. All right, so we're good then. All right, man. What'd you think of the intro, man? That shit was kick-ass, huh?
Hard. I like it. It's hard.
Yeah, especially I had to include Croc in the mix a little bit.
Yeah, the legend, the GOAT.
Yeah, it makes it sound gold. But, bro, you know what, man? I know training camp has been on your mind, bro. So let's talk about that QB update, man. I've been hearing a lot of mixed reviews, man. A lot of interesting reviews from the quarterback training camp, man.
Yeah, I mean, I like what I'm hearing. Trey Lance is progressing. He still has things to work on. Obviously, he's not going to make a incredible, huge leap, in less than a year. But I'm encouraged, from the reports that I'm hearing. He had a shaky couple of days, but it sounds like he stacked some like 2 to 3 days together, and that's what you want to see from him. Sounds like Brock Purdy is shaking some rust off, but he's making all the throws as well. That's what we want to see. A good 3 quarterbacks. They say Sam Darnold is doing his thing as well. So I'm excited, man. Let's get to the preseason games. I'm excited.
Yeah, talk me about it, bro. It's got to be exciting. It's encouraging that these quarterbacks did pretty well and all that stuff. So, I'm going to give you the stats of the completion percentage that I've been told by reporters. So legit reporters that were at the training camp. So you want to know who had the higher percentage completions?
Let's hear it.
Trey Lance has 65% of his completions. Brock Purdy had 60% of his completions. And to be surprised, Brandon Allen actually had 64%. But who had the lowest? Sam Darnold. Everybody was hyping Sam Darnold, 58%.
Yeah, I mean that's tough. You expect me personally, I would expect for Sam Darnold and Brandon Allen to have the higher percentage, to make the smart plays. They're the veterans. And
the vets, yeah.
Done this. They've been in this environment for X amount of years. So I would, that's a little shaky seeing Sam Darnold with 58%, but at the same time, the stats doesn't tell the whole story. I wish I was able to see all the practices, but hey, I trust and respect a lot of the reporters that go to the practices. So I have my select few that I check up on.
Yeah, your boy Crocker was out there for it, I was told, and quite a few other of those guys. And they've been giving me the scoops, so that's good. Kind of good. Actually, it's promising. Actually, the quarterbacks weren't as bad as everybody said. So let's give a shout out to our boy Romello Bell and my boy Crazy Juice, and I guess you can say one of the favorite Rams guys that comes and goes, but he's a good dude, Daniel Berry, man. But hey, it is great to see that the quarterbacks are actually stepping up a little bit. But training camp update, man, this is like something we've been hearing mixed reviews about and all that stuff. And you know what really stood out to me during training camp? Like, nobody's even talking about this guy. Like, I feel like this is a guy that I'm telling everybody. I say Braden Willis is actually going to be the number 2 tight end. He's actually stepping up better than Cameron Latu and quite a few of those other tight ends. I'm not hearing a lot of Braden Willis, which is a positive sign because maybe they are keeping him as a secret.
Yeah, we talked about this over the summer. I think Braden Willis is going to be a better tight end than Latu. Me personally, I didn't really see what Latu brings, like what's his strengths. So I didn't know what they really saw in him as a third rounder. Maybe I'm missing something, but I definitely like what I've seen with Braden Willis. So I'm excited. I agree with you. I think that he's gonna. I mean, it's up to him, but I think his skill set will allow him to be the number 2. Just imagine. I mean, we were waiting for that Kittle Jordan Reed combination. Maybe this kid be something similar. I'm not calling Willis Jordan Reed. Not yet. Definitely not yet. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited.
Yeah, and then the exciting part was we actually signed a defender, Taco Charlton, man. I guess he had a good impression during training camp on his first debut. He actually did pretty well.
Yeah, that's a Bay Area dude, ain't it?
No, Taco Charlton is a guy from Michigan.
Oh, he's from Michigan? I could have sworn he was from the Bay Area. Maybe
Nah, this guy was actually the Cowboys' first-round pick from the University of Michigan. He was actually one of those guys with the upsides, but Dallas just gave up on this kid, and he's been bouncing around different teams. But he is kind of like in the same category as what you look at Cleveland Farrell is right now. They're both first-round busts, but he looked okay so far.
I would say just from seeing some of his film, I would say Taco is more of a pass rush specialist than Cleveland. I think Cleveland is going to make his name for the rest of his career as a six tech, beating the tight end up, setting the edge, maybe moving into the one tech and passing downs, things like that. But I don't see him. He's not a pass rusher.
Cleveland Farrell's more of a run stopper, but he does kind of show some pass rush skills from time to time, but it's not consistent. So that's the only reason why he's only here for the 1-year deal. I don't think we see pretty high on this guy. So that's why. And then Nick Bosa, I'm already hearing reports that maybe a contract will be done by next week, hopefully. Hopefully it's true, but I feel like you get to see what those other guys could do. And Drake Jackson's been standing out throughout training camp from what I was told. Until yesterday.
I heard a lot about Drake too, so I'm excited about that. He's an athlete. I read something about him guarding, who was it, Mitchell all the way down the field, or somebody, one of the.
It was Mitch. I think it was Mitchell on one of those pass deflect plays.
Yeah, that's a freak athlete right there. If he can put it all together, man, he's gonna be something special. I'm excited about him as well. He's gonna be something special if he can put it together.
Yeah, I mean, he kind of has that athletic ability to do a bunch of stuff, but I think we're trying to make him be that starter. So I think what we've seen from Drake Jackson is this guy has it. We just need to have his Batman on the side, man. We need to get Bosa back in, man. He's the Robin for sure.
Yeah, and I'm not too concerned about Bosa just yet, but it's starting to, get to that point where I'm like, okay, what's going on? We need him to start the season because, when people sit out of training camp, nagging injuries come throughout the season, out of shape. They don't seem to perform, to their best capabilities. I think we saw that with Deebo Samuel and a lot of other players across the league. So I hope he can get in there, man. I hope he get in there, get his legs underneath him. Not too concerned about him coming into shape.
Oh, yeah. Who needs training camp with Bosa? This guy takes a training at Florida. This guy does not even – I mean, I think as soon as we get a contract done, I'm not as concerned about him because he's always seems like in the best shape.
Yeah.
I think the game shape would probably determine it, but –
I'm saying just the game shape.
The game shape is probably the only difference. But I think as far as him being in the best shape, Deebo last offseason was out of shape. So I think that was the only concern factor about him. But
yeah, missed a lot of offseason.
I do like how some of the battles were going into the training camp, man. You had a lot of these players talking smack at one another during training camp. You saw Brandon Ayuk talking smack on one of the defense, and then my boy Lenore kind of came in with the response. Everybody was kind of having a little fun chit chat, but then that shit kind of got a little intense, man. So I want to chime in on this topic, man. This was something that, we expect to happen. It's normal. It's football.
Yeah. I mean, training camp fights, it's bound to happen. And if not once, definitely more than once. So, you're spending time with these players. It's basically offense versus defense. You do not see the defense much until practice time. You're in meetings all day, all night with your position or your offensive group, defensive group, special teams. So yeah, it's bound to happen. People get irritated, not seeing their families, not seeing their significant others. You know, you start to get camp eyes. We have a thing called camp eyes. So you know, it's real stressful. So yeah, even in the college days, you know, fights break out. I remember plenty of fights between the receivers and DBs at Fresno State. But the most important thing, the thing that shows, you know, the true team and the strength of a team is after practice, everything is normal. It doesn't bleed into the locker room. So I know training camps fights they're going to happen, and I'm not too shocked or anything about, you know, the Niners bleeding into the locker room or anything like that. So, you know, they got to go score.
Yeah, I look at it more like it brings the best out of one another. So it's like I seen what Fred Warner's been doing it for the last 2 seasons now with this training camp stuff. He's getting too cocky, too intense. Then you got Drake Greenlaw doing this stuff too. I'm like, God damn, these guys. I gotta say, man, these guys are kind of giving these offense something to step up for. You saw Jennings coming into the scene, trying to step in, Brandon Ayuk, and then it's kind of been like it's like you want to see it sometimes, but you know it's always for the better to always bring the best out of competition. You want that guy to step up because previous season, I don't think Brandon Ayuk was up for that challenge until last season when he stood up to Fred Warner.
Yeah, I knew I agree 100%. I knew Brandon Ayuk came ready and ready for all the smoke when he posted that picture with the comment underneath before training camp. So I mean that's what receivers do, man. I'm a receiver. I'm rocking with Brandon Ayuk, and I'm all for it, man. You know, you gotta talk your shit sometimes, Ayuk. So you know, so I'm with it. I like it. This brings out the best in the team. You know, it's competition. If you're not, I mean, you don't got to be fist fights, but some type of scuffle or, you know, argument, something has to happen. It's competition.
Competition always brings the best, but not all the fights are always the positive side because it really depends on how these guys work together because you got to have that certain respect for one another. But since you speak on experience for the training camps, I mean, you've either witnessed or been through these fights before. So I like to see what you had going on.
Oh, no. I mean, from Fresno State to even being with the Raiders, you know, like I said, it starts like people start to get tired and exhausted. You're doing the same thing over and over and over again. I know nowadays they get a day off, but you know, you're going against the same person every time. So if that person is like grabbing your arm every time, or you feel like he's giving you an extra something, tempers are going to flare, right? And like I said, like these things are going to happen, but as long as it doesn't bleed into the locker room, which rarely happens, and it shouldn't happen, everything should stay on the field, and you guys are teammates and things like that. I feel like the training camp fights they're fine to an extent, right? If it's just happening after every play or every other play, you know, the coach will step in and shut all that down. But I think fights are a part of training camp, and I've experienced it with the Raiders. There were fights with the Raiders. There were fights at Fresno State. Even in the CFL, when I was with one of the CFL teams out there. So it happens. When you know,
it sure does.
People are fighting for jobs. You know, they're trying to feed their families. Like that.
Yeah, they're trying to have an edge at one another, so they know they have a chance to at least try to make the roster. So, I mean, it's normal when you do this in football, but I mean, as far as my experience of going through these little training camp fights, you know, I've actually witnessed some of it, but then I've actually was involved in some of them. So it's like, you know, I've always felt that it was always bringing the best at one another, but to be honest with you, it was not exactly as I thought, you know, because sometimes it really depends on the team vibe. So I was pretty much in a wrong team culture, you know, because it was more like they were calling me out and I took the challenge and I thought this was pretty much what they expected me to do. And what I did to them so wrong was I went against one of their guys on their offensive line. So I kind of like had my way with this guy. And then the center, the guy on our team from the other minor league team, the center just didn't like how I acted towards the guy. Because I had my way with him. He couldn't block me. And I was actually converting from offensive line eventually. But I was actually having my field day towards this other offensive lineman, which he was still new to the position. But I was trying to show him what he needed to do. But this center did not like how I freaking got past him. He says, why you do that shit? Why you a bully, man? Why you push him like that? And then he tells me, then what really got me so pissed off one time, his intention was every whistle play, he would try to freaking push me to the ground or try to throw a little, like, he would try to hit me constantly after the whistle, bro. And I didn't like that shit. And that guy kept coming at me, but he was a big dude. And I didn't feel no fear on this guy, but he came up with an attitude, bro. He didn't like how I approach or how I did my get-offs. He thought I was being disrespectful, being a little too cocky. And this fool was coming at me, throwing some swings at me, bro. I didn't like that shit. And I came up straight up to his face. Everybody kept trying to, like, separate the fight. And I told him, dude, I ain't messing with that shit, man. And then everybody kept criticizing me. And then they had a bunch of these you know how they had these little chats on Facebook and a bunch of stuff, how you do these little playbook shit, bro? They were talking massive shit, and I didn't want to hear that shit. I just wanted to listen. I just wanted to follow the playbook and a bunch of stuff. So I said, man, fuck this shit. And then I asked the owner of the team or the guy who was running the team, I said, bro, no disrespect, bro. I don't feel appreciated. I don't feel like I'm even getting the right opportunity to compete, man. And I told him, you need to get me the fuck out of here. And then when I gave that wish, bro, once they saw me step away and went to the rivals, bro, they had a pure hate towards me. When they saw me play for that rival team, I had a target on my back. But those guys that were on the rival, they actually respected me more because I gave them a different detail of what I went through that team. When they fought my battles, they fought my wars. And ever since then, it's been respect for the other team. But it's not always the case with the coach. You know, it really depends on how you fit with them. But maybe I rubbed them the wrong way. Maybe I was just too aggressive. Maybe I was just too pushy with everybody. Maybe I was a little bit of a trash talker, but I did kind of thought I would bring the best, but it wasn't the case with that team. That team was a disaster. That team folded eventually. That's what killed it. Oh, you know, I actually have an interesting story. You know, the guy Dwayne Wright, right? The guy who was Dwayne Wright was the Fresno State running back at one point. He actually had a lead team for the minor leagues. I was very close to joining his team at one point. But what really changed my mind was everybody left because of what happened, his reputation, and I didn't know what it was, and it just gave me that bad vibe, and that's why I joined the rival because they offered me more of a role, more playing time, and all that stuff. But I was very close to joining Dwayne Wright. We were on the phone. Me and Dwayne Wright were talking about joining his squad, and then shit just changed the next few days. And I think maybe he might have just held it against me, but dude, everybody was leaving. I don't know what happened, bro. His team was folded just immediately, bro. I was just like, nah, I don't want to be a part of this. Once I heard stuff like that, I said, nah. Hey, what's going on, John Jay? What's going on, Seahawks Eddie? What's going on, everybody? But dude, that's pretty much what I went through. A lot of the shit was drama, bro.
I mean, that goes back to you got to have a strong culture. You don't have a strong culture, then those training fights could bleed off the field and just ruin everything. That can ruin a season if you don't have that. Did I ever told you about one of the locker room stories like a while back, bro? There was this one guy who was always acting like above everybody else. So I gave him the rib, I came up straight up to his face, gave him a slap to taste of his own medicine. Then it came out of control. Good thing the coaches didn't see what happened, but everybody was like saying, shit, I fired this guy up a little bit. He went from being a little too cocky to being more humble eventually. So maybe I might have like gave him that little humbleness a little bit. You were out there causing problems, CG.
I was like, I was a little bit of a distraction at one point. I even threw my helmet at the offensive line coach and told him, fuck your plays. I'm not going to do this shit. And then I got upset about it with the roles. He was telling me a bunch of stuff. And, I was a little disrupted, but I was like saying, bro, this is why I want to play this position because I don't need to do this. But I was a center, bro. I was playing different snap roles and all that other stuff and just wasn't in my favor. But I wasn't accustomed to offensive linemen, but they kept trying to do this for me for years, and I've been playing defense. So it was my thing. But, yeah, bro, that's just the interesting part about football. We all have our little incidents, but maybe for the culture, I was just around the negative culture where we were just pointing fingers at each other and say, you're the reason why we lost. You're the reason why you lost.
Yeah, I've been a part of those too. Bad cultures, and the record it reflects on the record. So, it really that culture thing is real. Like,
it is. They got to have your back. They got to actually be more committed and actually do it consistently. But from my experience, bro, it was an ugly culture from the get-go. The only time I've ever had a great culture was with the Mid-Valley Wolfpacks. And look at their resume. They're back. They're 3-peat champions as we speak, even though I haven't played a single down with them anymore. I haven't played a single down since 2019 with the injury, so I had to be forced to not play no more.
Because you still play?
Nah, not as much, bro. I don't even play no more because I have like it's just limitation on my leg, bro. I can't even move it as fast as I used to. I still got to regain. Yeah, I still got to regain the speed, but I used to be pretty damn good as a gunner, bro. I was leading the team in special teams tackles, and then I was all around playing different roles. But I was kind of like that versatile guy that could do a little bit of everything. But once that injury derailed me, man, I couldn't play no more. Yeah, but speaking of everything else, bro, we got to say what's up to the chat, man. Crazy Juice has been what's up, but John Jay, you got to check out 49ers Ultimate Report. This guy does he does amazing content, but he has like his own thing called the Access Sports, which I do mine separately with the wrestling stuff and a bunch of stuff. But, since training camp's getting so exciting, which player are you very excited about and actually kind of stood out to you this week? Because, I'm going to say this. Jameson's actually looking really good.
Nice.
No cap.
Nice. No cap. Yeah, we talked about Jameson in the summertime.
Yeah, he's looking good.
Yeah, so hopefully he is somebody that we can mold and possibly down the road get some playing time. But who I'm excited about Brandon Ayuk becoming a top 10 receiver.
Oh, dude, absolutely. You ain't even reaching, bro. He could actually be in that conversation right now.
Yeah, he really can be. And I think personally, on a different team without all these weapons, man, he's a top 10 receiver easily. So I'm just excited. I just want to see him take that next step and be that top 10 receiver.
Oh yeah, dude. I think Ayuk's already going to make that step further, man. Like that's what I feel like. Because I think Debo's not going to have the same floor as he once had, but I really feel like the emergence of Brandon Ayuk's going to make this offense more explosive. Like,
oh yeah.
Like
he's a legit receiver.
You're not going to get the 2021 Debo. Maybe you might get the 1K version of Debo. Maybe he might still be effective, but what makes it more good is Brandon Ayuk's emerging, and he's kind of more of a physical dog. So I don't want to go too far on the comparisons, but I've seen some vibes. He does kind of give me a little bit more of that Devontae Adams type vibe, a little bit.
I would agree. They have similarities, but they're different in a way. I like the way they both run routes. I mean, it's hard to say somebody runs routes just like Devontae, but he's up there, not quite.
Not quite, but he kind of gives me a little bit of it. I think he's more of a physical version of what Robert Woods is like at the time. But I feel like with Brandon Ayuk, you're going to get consistency with him at this point. So he is looking to get that contract. So he wants to earn that contract.
It'll be crazy not to give it to him. He's a legit receiver, not a gadget player. He can be a gadget player as well. He's a legit receiver, can go and win his one-on-one battle, and so they're gonna pay him, and I think he's gonna go over, of course, over 1,000 yards, but he's gonna prove he's a top 10 receiver this year.
Oh, dude, that's even not even a question, man. Like I think he's already a 1K receiver when it's all said and done. Debo's gonna get his 1K, of course, but I think Jennings is in for a breakout season, and I think this will be a hard time to retain this guy. This guy's going to have a Kendrick Bourne type breakout season where he goes elsewhere. I don't know. Hopefully we retain my boy Jennings, but it just doesn't seem like it might not happen.
That's the thing. You can't keep everybody, but you gotta keep the ones that the tier 1 players like Ayuk.
Yeah, he's hard to like.
Who else I'm excited about?
Oh, what are you excited about, bro? Come on.
Why did I just draw a blank? Kinlaw.
Kinlaw. Are we falling for the Kinlaw hype again, man?
I'm falling for it. It's year 3.
Man.
It's year 3. What is it, year 3 or 4?
It's at least year 4 because we declined his 5th-year option.
I'm falling for it. I'm falling for
it. No, man, dude.
Right here.
Stay on me, bro. But it's okay to fall for the Kool-Aid. I'll be all right with that, bro. But come on, man. We seen this guy do it in training camp.
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid.
Oh, man. I wonder if that Kool-Aid's sour, man. I wonder if it is sour because maybe that is a sour taste of this guy, bro.
It's sweet.
It's sweet. Okay.
Yeah, look, and also I'm Kinlaw is off my bus list.
Okay. So who's on your bus list as of now?
Every Thomas, he's still
there. Every Thomas, dude, he had his ups and downs, but he's still gonna be cut. I think he's already.
He won't be with this team very much.
Man. Oh, dude, here's my standout list. Actually, I've even said he'll be a lot better than what people said. I said McKivitz was going to be one of my standouts. I think he's going to determine our season because the right side is pretty much the question mark. But through pads, he actually looked pretty well, so I can't complain about it. I think he'll be a lot better than McGlinchey. And to be fair, there was a former offensive lineman that actually did take shots on McGlinchey, and he thinks this kid McKivitz might be better.
Who was that?
He used to be an NFL offensive lineman, but he does movies, but it's Matthew Willing.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have to find that clip where he actually took shots on McGlinchey, like straight up. He says he does better flops than him at this point. Oh yeah.
How's the depth? How is the offensive line depth?
Oh, that's the question mark.
Moore just got hurt. Hopefully he's fine. Is he fine?
I've already kind of like had a little bit of an injury, but it's not as bad from what I'm hearing. But it is concerning because you don't have that swing tackle, you don't have that backup, and I haven't heard nothing about Matt Pryor. I think he's the only one that has the more experience and probably the one that might be the only trustworthy. I don't know, man. Is that all we can settle for? There's got to be somebody better. I mean, I may not like this guy, but Tom Compton happens to be out there. And I want to have him on my trash list a little bit just because I miss those days of trashing Tom Compton. I want to get off Brendel's case for the time being. I want to put Compton back in the Hall of Fame, man.
That Tom Compton is crazy.
Yeah, that Tom Compton is a Hall of Famer on the trash list, man. That guy can make the All-Pro.
Yeah, I don't miss him. I'll tell you that.
Man, dude. Hey, but Brendo is a first ballot from the trash Hall of Fame for sure. He earned the ride, but John Feliciano, we don't want to sleep on the guy. But hey, I seen Trey had some snaps with Nick Sakel. Not bad. I think Nick Sakel's a sleeper that I haven't heard much about. Joey Fisher had his moments, but let's look at what's going to happen, man. I'm just excited about the defensive lineman. Even without Nick Bosa, I've seen nothing but positive reviews about it.
Yeah, they're stacked. I mean, that's the deepest position on the team, I would say. They're stacked. I mean, that's going to count running back. But yeah, those dudes are stacked. Armstead and Hargrave in the middle. Bosa coming off the edge, and then whoever steps up, hopefully Drake Jackson on the other side of Bosa. That's going to be nasty. Nasty.
It's pretty stacked, but man, dude, I'm surprised you're on that Kool-Aid, man. That Kinlaw Kool-Aid. I might need to fall in for it later, man. If it's for real, then maybe I need to get that little drink of that Kool-Aid, man.
We don't have to expect much from him, you know. And if he stays healthy and he shows a little bit of flashes here and there, you know, that rotation is going to be crazy. You got Gibbons here, Armstead, Hargrave, Kinlaw.
We got that kid Kalia Davis. I'm hearing good things about this kid, man. I'm hearing good things.
He was a monster in college. So it's so much that rotation is going to be crazy that you don't need to expect much from Kinlaw. So just, you know, be fresh. Give us something, Kinlaw. Show us flashes. So I'm excited.
Kinlaw can at least stay healthy for a full season or at least be a huge factor to our rotation, then I'll be okay with it. Maybe I feel the Kool-Aid, but I feel like the pickle juice Kool-Aid, if I'm being honest. I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting with.
We'll see. We're going to have to come back to this during the season.
Yeah, we will. We will. We would definitely will, man. But speaking of the linebackers, man, I'm hearing a lot about Marcellus McQuarrie Ball. This guy's looking a lot better. I don't know about Aaron Burks, man. I don't know. Yeah, I like that McQuarrie Ball guy.
Just like you, I've been hearing his name a lot. I wish I can actually be at the practices. I'm going to try to make it to the ones out here when they scrimmage Vegas, the Raiders.
Oh yeah, you got to give me some. You got to give me some scoops on that, man. When you're down Vegas, bro. You know what, man? You need to get yourself a ticket down SoFi, man. We need to go link up at the game.
That too.
I'm going out there, dude. I'm going out SoFi on September 17th, man.
We'll definitely do that. But yeah, I wish I can just see. It's like I'm seeing reports and just, you know, trying to visualize the reports. And I respect, like I said, I respect Cronin.
Quite a few other people, yeah.
Yeah, you know, I look at a lot of the people who go to the practices, their tweets, and you the ones I respect and stuff like that.
Yeah, you got to give me some of that scoop, man. I mean, even though you have that Niner blood, but you do have that little undercover opponent. You could give me something going on over there.
They paid me. That's about it, man.
Hey, you can't hate on that, But hey, what's the biggest question mark on the Flyers QB and right tackle? I feel like the position is the quarterback position to me is it's gonna be a question mark because of the durability. Like, you need durability at the position, and we've seen it outside of 2019. There just hasn't been a healthy quarterback. So that is the only question mark I feel at quarterback. If we can get a consistent, healthy quarterback, then I feel like that's the least of the question mark. But the right tackle, I think he's going to be a lot better than what you got from McGlinchey. I think McKivitz is a feisty dog, bro. Like, I'm telling you, this kid can be good, but I would have loved to have a swing tackle, a backup. At least they could have drafted one to develop, but that's the only question mark I have is a swing tackle. I feel like McKivitz is up for the challenge.
Yeah, I agree. I would say the question marks for the quarterbacks is who can take that next step. I feel like the 3 quarterbacks that are on the roster, I guess you can say 4, including Brandon Allen. I'm not too sure about Brandon Allen, actually, but I think the 3 quarterbacks that we have, the 1, 2, 3, I feel like they're good enough to get us to where we were last year. But who's going to take that next step? Who's going to be that elite quarterback, above average quarterback, and not just rely on the defense and, our playmakers making plays? Who's going to be that guy? Purdy showed flashes last year, but, he's right now they're saying he's shaking off some rust and, he's missing some throws. He's making some throws. So that's the question mark for me with the quarterback.
The question mark with Brock Purdy is, he is shaking off the rust. He's doing everything, but here's the issue with Brock Purdy. He's kind of having the same issue, and I think a lot of the fans are not realizing the statistics. There's been some plays where he actually would have given some interceptions, and those
yeah, definitely.
He's been doing that in training camp also, and that's been going on throughout his college career. So it's like –
I think he disconnected.
Disconnect. Oh, it's coming back in.
Oh, there you go.
I think it's just acting weird. Sometimes the web's a little off. But yeah, dude, that's the only question mark I have with Purdy. I feel like the consistency, he does know how to move outside the pocket a little bit. But when it comes to throwing the ball, he kind of almost gives away the game.
Yeah, so I 100% agree with you. I feel like a lot of times he's always, flushing out of the pocket when he doesn't need to. I don't know what that's about. And again, like last year, there was a lot of times where the DBs got their hands on the ball and just didn't intercept the ball. In his last full start, Seattle, there was a few of them that should have been interceptions that weren't. But hey, he was a rookie. He's going to make those types of mistakes. And I'm down the middle. It's not Trey Lance or it's not Purdy. I'm with the best quarterback. So
who gives us the best chance to win? That's all that matters.
So I want all of our fans to be open-minded. Purdy's not the same guy that he was last year. He had an injury. He's shaking the rust off. So hopefully he's the same Purdy. Trey Lance hasn't shown us anything.
He hasn't played enough games.
He showed us a little bit, so we can't crown him either. So it sounds like the Niners are giving Purdy the keys to the car already. No competition, which I think it's kind of a mistake. But if you're going to give it to somebody, it has to be Purdy. But we'll see. I hope he's the same quarterback because he did play well for a rookie. But he's not the same with that arm, man.
Yeah, that's going to be the thing that's going to be testing is his arm. Could he go back to the same form? I don't think he will be back that same guy, but who am I to judge? And then I feel like what's kind of stopping this Niners team from going further is we need to keep our running backs fresh, man. That running back by committee would be smart, even though if you're a fantasy football fan, you would hate that. But it's smart, bro. You got to keep your running backs fresh. But if we're going to overuse McCaffrey, that's going to be concerning because we know McCaffrey cannot stay healthy at times. So
Right. And speaking of the running backs, they need to stay fresh. And what's going on with my boy Mitchell? I haven't really heard too much about him. I like him, man. He's good. Is he healthy? Or
Oh, dude. Okay, so I'll tell you what I've heard from the updates.
Mhm.
So Elijah Mitchell got into he got knocked out a couple of times in training camp, and there was a couple of fights out there. It included Elijah Mitchell. And then there were some ball security issues from what I'm hearing. So that can be the issue right there. It wouldn't surprise me if Shanahan puts him in the doghouse and goes with somebody like Mason, which Mason's kind of have his moments too. Yeah. But man, Mitchell, I've heard some mixed reviews. He was explosive at times, and then he just kind of been silent. So you have this kid from Marshall named LeBorn or something. This guy looks explosive too.
Yeah. Hopefully, it depends on what type of preseason he has. If I'm the other 31 teams in the NFL, I'm looking at the Niners running backs who they stash on practice squad, because they always have somebody, undrafted free agent that
make the team or actually turn out the
team, that they try to hide, but they can't no longer hide him. So if I'm 31 other teams, I'm looking at the Niners and who are they placing on, practice squad. So I don't know who they're going to be able to.
Dude, do not even give the Raiders the scoop, man. I swear, I'm gonna find you.
Hey, they may need that help. They may need that help too.
I know. I'm just messing with
you. Josh Jacobs not there. Oh man, that's gonna be tough.
Nah, I'm just messing with you, man. But Trey plays like a kid. It's his demeanor. Brock has performed like a man among bigger men. Like, he's kind of played a lot bigger than what he's got to prove. I mean, the guy was the last pick in the draft. Like, there's a lot of that pressure. I mean, he wasn't even guaranteed to make the roster. He wasn't supposed to be at this position, and he is where he's at. So I think,
and if people think Trey Lance is a bust, we can't compare Brock to Trey. We're not comparing Brock to a bust. We want Brock to be an elite quarterback. If he's not an elite quarterback, we got to continue to find the next quarterback, right? So just because he has played better than Trey, 100%, but he has to continue to play better and better
consistently.
Consistently, and not just flatline like that. So I'm excited to see him build on his year last year, and take that next step.
Oh, dude, what's really kind of like the most interesting stat about him is like, okay, most of his short passes, that's where he makes a lot of his bread at. So like, there's some deep passes he may get sometimes, but. I don't know. Like, I'm kind of having that little vibe. Like, I'm thinking it's another Jimmy G, but maybe I'm just fooled again. Maybe I'm just fooled. Maybe he is better than what we saw from Jimmy. I don't know, man. It's like I'm feeling the Jimmy G vibe. I don't know why.
Yeah. So with me, it's funny. Maybe I was just over Jimmy G, and I was just full on. Let's go, Brock Purdy. Oh, that's a play. That's a ball. He's balling out, this and that. But I can see where you're coming from with the Jimmy G vibe. I think he's a lot more mobile than Jimmy G, but he does get out the pocket too quick. It's something about that, and teams are going to start to pick up on it. They're going to start making him sit in the pocket. But hey, I think he will build on what he did last year. So he just got to go out there and prove it.
I mean, there is a difference because, like you said, he's a little mobile, but I do see him a little bit as your QB you played for. He has a little bit of that Derek Carr, a little bit in him, a little bit. He's got that little feistiness,
Yeah.
When you play with Carr, when you play with Derek, wasn't he kind of feisty? A little bit of somebody that.
Yeah, no. DC is definitely feisty as far as like demeanor. Yeah, I can see them both being similar, but DC his arm is way more he has way more arm talent than Brock.
Oh yeah, I think he had the ability, which you're going to see that in New Orleans, where he is going to throw.
So he finally has a defense, right? He finally has a defense. He has not finally, but he has playmakers all over the field. Kamara, the Olive kid from Ohio State. You got Michael Thomas.
Olave, yeah, that dude's going to be good, bro. I mean, Kamara, I don't know what's going on with Kamara. I think he
may get suspended, right? So
it would be nice to see him with that weapon, but we'll see.
I'm just excited to see him finally with a defense. He has a defense.
I feel like that's the fair argument with Derek Carr. Like, he never had a defense. Like, throughout his career with the Raiders, it was like they never gave him that supporting cast. Like, okay, you got him the offense. Where's the defense?
Right, exactly. So I'm excited.
Yeah, let's get it together. Oh, hey, I'm always down to meet and greet with all the fans down there, dude. I'm going down SoFi. It's going to be my first time experiencing that stadium for once, man.
Let's do it. I went to the infamous Jaquaski Tart dropped. I was there.
Oh yeah, I'm always down to meet up with every other fans, bro. I'm not like everybody else. I'm not gonna be like the WWE promo where you guys want to come in. Nah, dude, I'm all chill, bro. You know, I like different fans. You know, I like to get a different perspective of their experience. You know, it's always good. But my boy Big Mac Sports, man, this is the Oos, man. This is the Camera 2 fanboy, bro. This guy's the biggest Camera 2 fan. But this is my Uso guy, man. This is my Polynesian brother. He's a good dude. He's a cool dude. But it's good to see my guy. But yeah, dude, I don't know, man. We're all hoping. We're just looking forward to the football season. That's all it is. Like, I'm just pumped up about it, man. And actually going to this SoFi Stadium, I just want to get a good experience out of it. So I've never been down there. I've been mostly at Levi all the time, but since the club president actually had some tickets for that game, I'm saying, dude, I'll just go get me some at SeatGeek and just pay for the fee to get over there.
Right. Yeah.
So
SoFi is futuristic. You're gonna like it. You're gonna like it for sure.
Dude. So are we good? So let's make it happen, bro. Let's go down SoFi. I'm gonna make a guarantee, bro. I'm gonna be right down over there. I'm gonna go down September 17. I know I have to take one early, like probably like I think they leave at 4:30 in the morning, so I'll probably be way out there.
Okay, let's do it.
So you plan on going to that game or nah?
I'm gonna look into it. September 17th.
Yeah, dude, we got to link up, bro. We got to link up and put a little link on the video, bro, so everybody knows what's up, bro. But, hey, it's always good, bro. And then I seen you post about your dad's birthday. Shout out to your dad. Happy birthday to your dad, Willie, bro. The OG Niner, bro, the legend, the man that paved the way for all these great defenders, bro. This guy was a teacher of the business.
Appreciate it for sure.
Yeah, I gotta give that respect to the OG, man. That man was he was a different breed, but in today's football, they do something similar.
Yep. So, no, he was a baller, sure.
Yeah, nice. It's good to always know about these fans, but hey, I'm always open with everybody. But yeah, you know, you guys can open up the questions. Me and Harp got a lot of time, but hey, we're gonna speak by experience, man. But you know, as a football fan, did you ever even get a chance to experience Candlestick Park or not so much?
I played at Candlestick Park, and I got to go to a lot of games growing up. So my first college game was at Candlestick Park against Cal. So I got my first touchdown and everything. So,
oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Was that so that was like during like so that was like, oh yeah, you came into the league before they even got rid of that stadium. So you did play. That's nice, dude. I only got to go to the one before they became the Commanders, which was the season finale 2008.
No. My Fresno State game, we played Cal, the Bears, at Candlestick Park.
Oh yeah, dude. I mean, college when you guys did play against Cal Berkeley at that time too. There was a couple of games, but speaking of what I'm hearing about, bro, Fresno State's going to be playing at the Pac-12.
Oh, that'd be.
I'm hearing something about it. I'm hearing something about it. I don't know if it's true.
I don't know. I haven't heard about it, but
I'm gonna look it up, bro, because I seen it on Twitter. I seen it on Twitter with Fresno State that they're gonna potentially go to Pac-12, which that can be good for them. Yeah, because I'm looking at it says right here that Fresno State is considered, like they're doing an expansion for the Pac, I guess for the other conference, because they're making moves, and it says Pac-12 expansion speculation includes San Diego State, SMU, Boise State, UNLV, and Fresno State.
That's tight. That's tight.
But, yeah. Nah, that's interesting, bro, because they were coming like I remember when you were playing for them, they were coming from the WAC conference before they went Mountain West. Mountain West was another conference. Now you're going to the Pac-12. They're moving everything differently. Yeah.
No, yeah. I think that'd be great for Fresno State for real to get. I wish we was in the Pac-12 our years. I mean, but we beat up on a few Pac-12 teams, so you know.
So you beat on Cal Berkeley, right? Wasn't it at Candlestick Park? You said or not?
Nah, we lost. We were young. Derek was the first. Derek's second year, or Derek's first year starting. We had a young team. Devontae wasn't on the team yet. Young team, but we beat up on Colorado when we were ranked. It was like 63-6 or something like that.
Yeah. I mean, it had to be the growing experience because you guys came in together in gel, so it took some time. But I mean, it got you guys getting to that championship. Then you guys finally got over the demon with Boise State. So Boise State was like the kryptonite, man.
Beat Boise, got a ring. 2. I came away with 3. So 2 as a player, 1 as a director of recruiter. Director of recruiting. So got 3 rings.
So that is crazy. That's why Pac-12 is considering bringing Fresno State into it, because they could lose USC, UCLA, and Colorado. So
USC to the Big Ten.
I'm hearing something like that. Yeah.
Colorado back to the Big 12.
Yeah, I heard something about Colorado going down there because I think that's what's going to really be popular, because Oklahoma's playing at the SEC and all that other stuff. So that's going to be pretty tough, man.
Yeah.
As an OU fan, I don't know, man. I think we're going to be trash for a while until we adapt, man. I don't know, because we're playing the big boys, man. You're going to be playing against Alabama.
They're going to SEC?
Yeah, it's going to be tough, man. I don't know, man. I'm not feeling it, bro, because we don't match up well with these Georgia guys. So we have to get accustomed to it.
Yeah, it'll take some time for you guys to start recruiting the big boys and get over there.
I mean, I want to be optimistic, but I don't know, man. Maybe they could make us better down the road, but I don't know. It just seems like we're going to be kind of like how Texas A&M is. They took them a while to adjust.
Yeah. Texas A&M, they did, but they were beating Alabama. Or they did one or twice with Johnny Manziel. Was it once or twice?
I mean, they've beaten Alabama at different occasions at times, but it wasn't like, man, dude, it's just like I don't feel the vibe, so I might not be too excited about this because I got to see how they do against this SEC. It's just the big boys, bro. Like we're used to that. We're used to the Big 12. We're used to going against the Boy Scout. We used to get over their defense, but I don't know, man. So it's like. But, I'm just excited about this upcoming season, man. So, you're going to give me some scoops on what's going to happen at the joint practice, man. So I got to let everybody know, man, Josh is going to be an undercover Raider for the moment. And he might give me some scoop on what's going on over there.
Yeah, we're going to see. I'm going to try to get in there, see what's exactly going on, and get to see him against another team, right? So, see who's actually balling. Brandon Ayuk out there. My boy Tay out there, of course.
Oh, yeah, your boy Tay, man. Hey, we might need to squeeze your boy in for a show once, man. We got to get him in.
Yeah. It's going to be tough for him in training camp and stuff.
Maybe during the offseason we can get your boy Tay in, man. I don't know. We'll see. It would be popping just to get him on.
For sure.
Just imagine just having that guy in. Everybody's going to say, hey, that's the best receiver in the league over here.
For sure.
I actually had Lincoln Kennedy on like a month ago or something.
Yeah,
he covers the Raiders a lot, but he used to play for them.
Oh yeah, I know Big Lincoln Kennedy.
Yeah, he was there. He was on my show for 30 minutes, and he gave me his thoughts about the team and a bunch of stuff, and gave me. He's a cool dude. Like he said, he'll come back in the near future if it comes down. But yeah, he seems like a really good dude.
That's good.
Yeah, but for everybody else, man, hey, we're open for maybe a couple more questions. But hey, me and Harp are just having good vibes, man. We're keeping it positive, bro. We're just excited about this upcoming season. And, if we meet up at SoFi, it's going to be popping.
It's going to be popping.
Popping. Maybe.
SoFi is elite. I wish the Niners would have made a stadium like that. That's crazy.
So you really like their stadium a little better?
Oh, a lot better.
Oh, so I guess you have a different perspective. Okay, I can see. I guess I'm a little biased because I feel like that's always been Levi's for us. I know, like everybody's been talking shit about our parking spot and all that other stuff, but that's like the old dump we all like, bro.
Yes. No, it's as far as just the stadium, it's better, way better.
So I got to get a good experience, man. So I get a good insight, get a good review. So I have to definitely take your word when I come over there, man. Like, we got to make it happen. But, hey, I know maybe a Fresno State home game you might come around, right?
Yeah, I usually try to get to at least one home game.
Yeah, we need to link up then. I'll make sure that happens, man. Because I don't live too far off from over there, bro. It's just it's in between Shaw, so I'm just right around the corner.
Okay, yeah, let me know. We'll link up.
Oh yeah, we'll link up at Doghouse Grill after that shit.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Yeah, but everybody don't. But hey, aren't you a Blazer fan, or did you found a new team? I seen you post that.
I'm finding a new team. I'm a free agent.
Yeah. So are you? So what team you got? What team is interested in you, man? Are you trying to make a sign with that team? What about joining the Showtime Lakers, man?
Nope, I can never be a Lakers fan.
How about the Clippers?
I can never. Nah, I can't say never. I used to like the baby Clippers when they had Darius Miles and Corey Maggette and those dudes right there, Lamar Odom, Elton Brand. But nope, they got too many pieces right now. I need to find a team where that's going to be up and coming.
So you got to go with the Kings then, huh?
Kings. Hey, it might be the Kings. We'll see.
Well, what's wrong with the Blazers, man? It's got to stay loyal to the end.
I don't like how they treating Dan. I don't like it.
Certain
like
stuff
happens. Young. It's like they're trying to go young, but they're telling him that they're not going to go young. You got to make up your mind. So I don't like how they're doing them, man. So
yeah, I can understand that feeling, man. But it's been popping, man. We just been feeling the vibe, man. Lakers, I don't know, man. There's little hope that maybe we can get better. We brought back some core players. I feel a little excited, even though there's a couple of these Warrior fans talking smack with me. I'm cool with them, but man, I don't know, man. We'll see what happens. Because we did beat them in the playoffs.
Yeah,
we weren't even a high seed. I think they were more ranked higher than us that year.
Yeah, it went game 7. I feel like with a little more experience, the Kings could have pulled it out, but they were just too young, and Sabonis didn't come to play.
They'll be better when it comes with experience. Yeah. So
yeah,
losing to the Warriors isn't the end of the world because they're a well-established team. So yeah, dude. So everything will take care of itself, man. But I'm excited about this upcoming season, and we'll figure out something for college football, man. We gotta link up, man. We gotta link up. My wife usually goes to these games sometimes, so she's been taking me around these games a lot often than usual last year. Oh, you gotta go, my guy? Yeah. All right, man. We're gonna call it a day, and thank you guys for tuning in. And as always, go Niners.
Go Niners.
Go Niners. Wait. Hold up. Hold on, I got you, man. There you go.